If you've ever wondered why some trades feel effortless while others tie you in knots, you're about to find out why. Because the truth is, your trading results have everything to do with you. Most traders think success is all about finding the perfect system or indicator, but if your strategy doesn't match your personality, you'll keep fighting yourself and hesitating when you should act, and you'll overtrade when you should hold back. This results in you second-guessing your every move, and it is exhausting. I'm Louise Bedford, the money chick and the host of the Talking Trading Show. This week, we're kicking off a special two-part series on trading personality. It's where I'll help you discover your natural trading style and play to your strengths and stop sabotaging yourself without even realizing it. When your trading plan fits who you are, everything clicks into place. Now, before we get started, let me give you 3 reasons why you'll want to stay with me right until the very end of this episode. Firstly, you'll discover the strengths of 2 trader types. They're called the Director and the Socialiser. And you'll work out how to harness those strengths to fast track your success. Reason number 2 is you'll hear the blind spots and pitfalls that these traders fall into so that you can spot them in yourself and avoid blowing up your account. And number 3, you'll learn how to lean into your natural wiring instead of fighting it so that trading starts to feel easier and more natural and more rewarding. This is part 1 of our 2-part series. Today, as I mentioned, we're going to explore the Director Trader and the Socialiser Trader, but next week in part 2, we'll unpack the Thinker Trader and the Relator Trader, 2 very different but equally powerful personalities. And if you want to do the full quiz that I've designed for you to work out what type of trader you are, you need to go to talkingtrading.com.au. Find this episode and look at the show notes. They're just the notes underneath that episode so that you can hear the audio, but you can see the video as well on talkingtrading.com.au. And I'm going to give you a link to that full quiz. You're going to answer a series of fun questions and score them, and you'll know with precision what trading personality you actually are once and for all. Today, though, you don't have to do the full quiz to enjoy this episode. I'm going to give you a shortcut so that you can find out what personality you are likely to have so that you'll get the most out of applying this knowledge. So let's get started. Let's talk about the Ready Reckoner quiz. So this is just that shortened version before we jump into the personalities. So this is a quick way for you to figure out where you might sit. So I want you to listen carefully and I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. And if you've got a notebook handy, jot your answers down. This first question is, are you more task-oriented or people-oriented? And I'll give you an example. So task-oriented traders, they thrive on checklists and rules and efficiency. They focus on getting it done. Whereas people-oriented traders thrive on connection. They want to share stories and get feedback and work in groups. So answer that question before we move on. Are you more task-oriented or are you more people-oriented? Now, the second question is, are you more outgoing or are you more reserved? So outgoing traders are quick to act and they're energetic and they're decisive, and reserved traders step back. They observe, they think carefully before jumping in. All right, so here's the simple framework, but you will have to listen to this carefully. All right, hopefully you've got your answers. Are you more task or people-oriented? Are you more outgoing or reserved? Now let's combine these into a personality. So here's the simple framework. If you're more outgoing than you are reserved, you're likely to be a director. So outgoing is a director Reserved is actually a relator. Now, what about the task versus people orientation? If you're more people oriented, you're going to be a socializer. And if you're more task oriented, you're going to be a thinker. So we can combine a few of these areas. So for me personally, I'm quite outgoing and I'm quite people oriented. So I'm both a director and a socializer. If you're outgoing and you're task oriented, you're likely to be a director and a thinker. If you're reserved and task oriented, you're likely to be a relator and a thinker. If you're reserved and people oriented, you're likely to be a relator and a socializer. So hopefully that gives that to you in a nutshell. So if you're outgoing, you're a director. If you're people oriented, you're a socializer. If you're reserved, you're a relator. If you're task oriented, you're a thinker. So you might have to put a little bit of thought into that to make sure that you've got those right, because the rest of the discussion is going to revolve around those areas. Now, it is exciting because when you start combining things, there are positives and negatives to every single personality. Most of us have one primary personality mode and a secondary mode. These traits don't usually shift that much over time, but if you've had a traumatic childhood, you may have masked your true nature just to survive. Now, that mask can take years to peel back, and it can create an added burden as a trader, which is one of the reasons why we have to know ourselves so well to excel in the markets. So as you listened to both episodes in this series, so this week and next week, ask yourself, which one am I? And at the end of part 2, I want you to think about the other people in your life as well. So we're going to cover the director and the socializer, and we're going to talk about the director first. Directors are outgoing. Their basic needs are challenge, control, and choice. Directors like to jump in feet first, and they learn quickly, and they're often drawn to short-term trading with plenty of leverage. They love the rush of options trading, and they tend to view the market as a battlefield, a place where they're in control. I'll give you an example. Picture this. There's a trader named Sam, and he dives into options trading. He loves the adrenaline and the short-term wins and the feeling that he's battling the market head on. When Sam makes a snap decision and it works out, he feels unstoppable. And that one quick win fuels his belief that he can trust his instincts every single time. Now, Sam is a director trader, and there are so many strengths with directors, but there are a few weaknesses as well. So directors, they're decisive, they're confident, they learn quickly, they thrive on competition, and they rise to challenges. They're natural leaders, and in fast-moving markets, their decisiveness is a real advantage. However, as with all personality types, there are drawbacks. The pitfalls are that directors can fall into overtrading and overconfidence. They can change their plan mid-trade, and sometimes they'll push themselves to the limit. At their worst, they can become dictatorial and arrogant and blind to the destruction they're leaving behind, both in their accounts and in their relationships. So if you recognize yourself in this, if you're a director, then here's your challenge. Your fast action is a gift, but you have to channel it through discipline. Write down your plan and don't change it mid-trade. Learn to pause and breathe and double check before you act. Personally, because I know I'm very subject to the director impulsivity to act, I just want to get it done and finished and on to the next goal. I've made it a rule before I place a trade to count to 3. Now that is harnessing my fast action, but it is also saying take a step back, look before you leap. So with all of these things, if you're recognizing yourself in this, it's not necessarily a bad thing that you're a director trader, but it's not a good thing either. You need to keep that middle ground and work within your own temperament so that your trading excels. Now, let's look at the fun one, the Socialiser Trader. These are outgoing, they're people-oriented, their basic needs are recognition and approval and popularity. They love short-term goals and they want to conquer the basics very quickly. They can trade short-term effectively, but only if it feels fun. Fun is the core here. When it stops being fun, we're tempted to quit. Now, let's imagine a trader called Mia. She loves telling stories on trading forums about her big wins. She thrives on praise from her broker. Trading excites her until it doesn't. When it feels boring, she's tempted to walk away and chase the next shiny object. But when it's fun, she is unstoppable. Mia is a socialiser trader. Their strengths are that they bring energy and optimism. They're persistent when they're engaged. They light up communities and they make trading feel exciting. And they're often the ones who can explain complex concepts in simple, relatable ways. But there are pitfalls. Socialiser traders can treat trading as entertainment. They exaggerate their wins. They set unrealistic goals and they avoid the boring but necessary routines. Now, I fight against this. I find that I need to delegate the boring things. So I've got a fantastic accountant and frankly, my husband looks after all of the BAS statements because I don't know how to do it and I have no interest and it's not fun and I'll throw a tantrum. It's true. We have a really ugly side of us. When the fun stops, traders with the socialiser background can quit very suddenly, even after months of progress. Isolation's difficult for them. Long-term projects bore them. And detail, that is not their happy place. So if you're a socialiser, here's your path forward. Lean into your optimism and your ability to connect with others, but build accountability structures around you. Share your goals with a mentor or a trusted trading partner who will remind you to stick to your plan when the fun fades. Trading isn't all about fireworks. Sometimes it's routine and repetition. And if you can learn to love that rhythm, you'll thrive. So let's look at the takeaways here. Directors and socialisers both bring incredible energy to trading. Directors bring decisiveness and courage. Socialisers bring optimism and communication skills, but both can get into trouble when they ignore discipline. So if you're a director, beware of overconfidence and overtrading. If you're a socialiser, beware of chasing entertainment instead of sticking to your method. Trading isn't about changing your trading personality. It's about understanding your wiring and working with it. Your strengths are your edge. Your blind spots are your risk. And I want you to be aware of something that afflicts all traders, regardless of their personality type. You see, a lot of traders put a ceiling on themselves without even realising it. They'll say things like, I'll never grow my account beyond 6 figures, or I'm just not disciplined enough to trade like the pros. These beliefs become invisible limits. They're like glass walls in your trading. See, the truth is the ceiling isn't in the markets. The market doesn't care who you are. The ceiling lives in your own head. And it's built out of fear and self-doubt and old stories that you keep repeating. The breakthrough comes when you challenge those limits. Traders often find that once they decide to raise their expectations and bring it back with a solid plan, their results follow. So what feels like an impossible ceiling now will one day become your new normal. The market rewards those who refuse to let old beliefs and habits dictate their future. So that's our look at the Director and Socialiser traders. Did you recognise yourself in either of those two stories? Maybe you're the Director who's decisive and competitive and sometimes overconfident. Or maybe you're the Socialiser who's enthusiastic and optimistic and easily distracted when the fun fades. Whatever your type, remember, you don't need to trade against your personality. You just need to understand it and then put in guardrails so that you can stay on track. And don't miss next week's episode where we'll dive into the thinker trader and the relator trader. If you're the type of trader who loves detail and analysis and scanning, then that is somebody who comes under the thinker trader title. Or even if you crave security and reassurance before making a move. So that is something that comes under the relator trader. So part 2 is going to be eye-opening. And by the end of both of these episodes, you're going to have a very clear sense of your trading personality. And I'm sure that you'll be able to totally understand where I'm at too as a Director Socialiser. So I'm Louise Bedford, and I will see you in the very next episode of Talking Trading. I will be waiting for you as soon as you hit play. And until that episode, happy trading.